Creative activity does more than just lift your mood. It calms our nervous system and it strengthens mental resilience. It reminds us we are important and that taking care of ourselves is the only way we can take care of others and perform the responsibilities that are required of us each day. So creativity is, well, it's medicine for your soul. Creativity can change how you feel and how you think. Hello, my creative friend. Welcome to the BDI Create Today podcast. This is a podcast where we'll discover the who, what, where, when, why, and how you can be creative or have more creativity. And together, we'll explore the extraordinary impact creativity can have in your life, in your heart, mind, body, and soul. And if we haven't met yet, I am Beth Buffington, a licensed artist, digital illustration instructor, and a creative coach living just outside of the windy city of Chicago, Illinois. But mostly, I am someone who is curious about how creativity can weave its way into our lives. Now, each week, we're going to look at one or more of the sparkly facets that make up the ever-changing kaleidoscope that is creativity. Hello, my creative friend. Welcome back to Create Today with Beth Buffington. Now, if you've been sharing a bit of your time with me each week, you know we talk about the incredible benefits of creativity, which sometimes it helps to stop and circle back and remind ourselves of this blessing that we can easily take for granted. And here's the biggest takeaway that I want you to think about today as we discuss our creativity. My friend, your creativity matters. It matters for your joy. It matters for your health, and it matters for your brain. And today we are going to rediscover, or if you're new to the show, you'll discover the amazing goodness just doing something you love can bring to you in heart, mind, body, and soul. And if you are new here, welcome. This episode is going to help you understand why making stuff or doing something creative actually feels so good and is so good for you. Now, if you're thinking, Beth, I already know this, you may completely understand creativity, but are you or have you committed and actually given yourself the permission to do and be consistent with your creativity so that it can pour its beneficial goodness into your life? Because, you know, in our busy days, in our busy lives, it is so easy to forget how profound creating something, even something small, how profound that can be. And something that is enjoyable can often feel like something you should feel guilty for doing consistently because, hey, you have people who need you, your responsibilities that need to be attended to. Your to-do list is long. So today we are taking a moment to remind ourselves that creativity is not a waste of time. It's not fluff. It is not something you should only do after everything else for everyone else is complete. And your creativity is essential. It's healing. It's practical. Therefore, your creativity needs to be consistent, which means you need to give yourself the permission to indulge and that it's okay to do so. And that when you do, you'll be able to reap the benefits that creativity is going to shower upon you in heart, mind, body, and soul. So let's explore why our creativity feels so good. And let me tell you, it is backed by brain science. The best way to understand why your creativity is so important and legitimate to your life is to talk about the science behind creative flow that happens when you indulge in your creative passion, whether you're painting or journaling or crafting or cooking or gardening, doing spreadsheets, or, well, you fill in your creative passion here, my friend. But let's just back up just a smidge and talk about this phrase, creative flow. You've probably heard the word flow before, but what does it actually mean? And what is it actually doing? Now, flow is that magical mental state where you are fully immersed in whatever you are doing. Time seems to disappear. You're focused, but you're not stressed. Your skills and your challenge are perfectly matched and aligned. And you're not second guessing yourself or critiquing yourself or judging yourself. You're just in it and you're doing it. And you're enjoying just a little light problem solving that your creativity is providing in whatever it is you're doing. Now, you're not thinking about what's next on your to do list, and you're not thinking about grocery lists or car payments or what you should have for supper. You're just painting or writing or designing or singing or writing, or again, fill in your favorite creative pastime here. And then, whatever it is you're doing, you are loving it. And here's the cool part, when you're in creative flow, your brain releases feel good chemicals like dopamines and endorphins, and something that's nicknamed the bliss molecule. And that's why flow feels so good and why it is good for you, because these feel good chemicals don't just feel good, they're actually helping our minds make new connections and solve problems easier. And the best part, you don't need hours. Flow can happen in small bursts. It can show up in a sketchbook or at your piano or in your garden, anywhere you're doing something creative that truly lights you up. And here's why this is so important for you and why you should be actively scheduling time for your creativity. Creativity and joy go hand in hand, but it's not random. You're lighting up neural pathways. And my friend, who does not want to feel more joy in your life? Creative flow and its feel good chemicals, well, that's something anyone can benefit from. And it is especially important when life feels heavy. And let's face it, our world right now, it's kind of difficult to deal with sometimes. We have wars and we have heavy politics and we have violence and protests and we have also family struggles and things going on with jobs. Oh my goodness, there are so many demands on our lives that can feel very oppressive. So having a healthy alternative like a creative passion that brings you creative flow, that provides joy, it's imperative. And the good news here is that creative flow creates this upward spiral. You create and it makes you feel good, which makes you want to be more creative. And then you create some more and it makes you feel even better, which makes you want to be even more creative. And then that makes you want to create. And you can see that this spiral just keeps looping and looping up and up. And this spiral is real science. So to feel its benefits, you only need to give yourself permission to create and then give yourself permission to constantly and consistently create. The important information here is consistent permission. You need to do this on a regular basis. And because it's something that you really want to do, sometimes it's hard to allow yourself to do it. So you need to be able to say, it is important and I will do it. And the good news is that you don't need hours and hours of creative time to start feeling the benefits that it will bring. A few minutes of creative activity does more than just lift your mood. It's going to lower a stress hormone that's called cortisol, and it calms our nervous system and it strengthens your mental resilience. It reminds us we are important and that taking care of ourselves is the only way we can take care of others and perform the responsibilities that are required of us each day. So yes, creativity is, well, it's medicine for your soul, and practicing creativity consistently can change how you feel and how you think. So I want you to take a moment to reflect. Think of something creative you've done in this last week or a couple weeks or even this last month, like a doodle that you did on the side of a grocery list, or picking flowers from your garden and arranging them in a vase. Or maybe it's a little extra time you spent wrapping a gift for someone just to make it a little special. Maybe it was just coloring with your kids or your grandkids. These little things that made your mind choose and solve creative problems, but left you thinking, well, that's cool, or that was pretty, or this was fun, or helped you find solutions to other creative conundrums. These were great things for your heart, mind, body, and soul. And I want you to think about how your mind felt when you were done with that activity. Did it feel a little lighter, a little more at ease, a little bit more alive? That's not coincidental. That's creativity helping you live better. Now think, are you letting yourself find time to just do something that you love? And what is that activity that you could look forward to is almost a guilty pleasure? Is it knitting or crocheting? Is it journaling or writing stories or poems, crafting, making pottery or clay sculptures? Is it gardening or baking, quilting or sewing, drawing or painting? Are you going to play an instrument or write music? How about rebuilding classic cars or doing something with computers like creating spreadsheets or apps? Maybe you're rehabbing houses or upscaling antiques. My friend, the list here is endless. What is the activity that when you allow yourself time, the hours melt away and you find yourself pleasurably engrossed in that activity, even if you make mistakes or you have problems that you have to chew on for a little bit to solve? Now let's take a quick break and listen to a word from our sponsor. And my friend, that would be me. Are you interested in exploring your creativity with Procreate on your iPad? Get my Kickstart video. It's going to give you a beautiful tour of how to use Procreate to create your own art. You'll get information about brush libraries, layer and layer options, explanations of the tool icons, and so much more. Just go to www.bdi-create.today to get my Procreate Kickstart video. Well, this week, I want you to make a list of what your creative passion or passions might be. And if you're someone who already knows what your creative passion is, I want you to consider, when was the last time you let yourself do this thing that you love? And then also, when was the last time you let yourself consistently do this thing that you love? Get your calendar out. And if you're having trouble finding time to do your creativity, schedule time in your calendar like you would an appointment for an eye doctor or setting a date to have lunch with a friend. Because if it's in your calendar, then you will save that time and you can make it sacred. And then just remember to say to yourself, it's okay. I am going to let myself do the thing that I have saved time for. And then make sure you have your supplies and a space to be creative. And then, my friend, most importantly, just have a great time being creative. Next week, we're going to explore more about how to make creativity a daily habit, not just something that you grab occasionally when inspiration strikes or when there's absolutely nothing else that's clamoring for your attention. Because now that we've clarified and made it scientifically clear that creativity can truly change our mood and the way our brain processes emotions, let's use what we've discovered or what we've rediscovered. Let's use this knowledge every day. Thank you so much for being here. And if this episode reminded you or enlightened you about why creating matters, please share it with someone who needs this important knowledge. And be sure to subscribe to the Create Today podcast and visit me regularly. Our episode next week is going to build on what we've discovered today, and it's going to help guide you step by step how you can make creativity a habit. Until next time, give yourself permission to pick up a pen or a brush or a spatula, your knitting needles or your garden shears, whatever your creative tool might be, get it out and use it daily so you can stay creative, my friend. And now let's take a second to hear a word from our sponsor, and that would be me. When the world feels like a lot, community is a place you need to find. Let me tell you how BDI Create Today is here to provide that extra help and encourage you with your creativity through community. Sometimes creating feels a bit lonely when you are doing it all by yourself. But my friend, one of the best ways to stay inspired and to keep your creativity thriving is to be part of a creative community. It helps you stay accountable to get more done. And it's also going to bring new ideas to the table about creative inspiration and techniques and tips that you never thought to try. And this is why I created the Create Today membership. BDI Create Today, it is a safe place where creatives can come to meet and mingle with like-minded creatives, to find cheerleaders who are going to support and respect you and your creativity. Inside the Create Today membership, you get inspiration and tips and unique creative ideas to keep your creativity challenged, ignited, and alive, and still happening on a daily basis. So if you're looking for a way to stay creatively energized and break free from the stress spiral of today's world, Create Today is a safe space to land and to grow your creativity. To learn more about the treasures that BDI Create Today has ready to share with you right now, visit www.bdi-create.today, and you can become part of this wonderful community that supports the many benefits that creativity provides us today and every day. Because, my friend, it is when we gather together in community that we find ways to cope, we find answers to problems, and we find safety in our numbers. And we discover that we are in this together. But most importantly, you're going to realize the power creativity has to bring goodness in your life, in heart, mind, body, and soul. I am so grateful that you are here. And if you know someone who could benefit from today's message, please share this podcast and take a peek at past episodes to find other treasures about you and your creativity that can add more strength and power to your well-being. Remember, it is important for your overall well-being for you to stay creative, my friend.